A baby is born. Cute. He's already surrounded by technology.
Hi, Daddy.
By age 4, she can operate a smartphone. He can read, no, not from this, but this. She's making a digital presentation. You don't even know what that is. He has an interest. No, not that. That. By middle school, she has built her own website and her first app. In high school,
with my Michelson interferometer, I can measure down to the fraction of the wavelength of light.
wow. The world is changing. And they are preparing for jobs that don't even exist yet.
All right, if I could get everybody to work your way to your seat, we're going to go ahead and try to start on time tonight, or close to it. I am so proud tonight to start this meeting with our two honored guests. We've invited tonight two incredible young students here as special guests tonight, and they are brothers, Jackson and Wrigley Bates from Whispering Oaks Elementary School. And at a very early age, these two boys, who are 9 and 6 years old, are true standouts in their school and their community. And I'm going to brag on them a little bit more in a moment. But first, Jackson and Wrigley, if you could please lead us in our moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Please stand and bow your heads for a moment of silence. Thank you.
And now the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of
The United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Well, thank you, Jackson Wrigley. If you could stand there for a moment, I want to brag about the two of you for a moment. We are so proud to have the two of you with us tonight. And this story, folks, is heartwarming. Over the summer, Jackson and Wrigley spent their time traveling from neighborhood to neighborhood selling lemonade in West Orange County. Now, this wasn't your typical lemonade stand for spare change. They asked for donations of gently used books and money so they could go and buy more books, not for themselves, but to donate for underprivileged children. The recipients of these books were fellow Orange County students at our very own Rosemont Elementary School. Now, Jackson and Wrigley, they attend Whispering Oaks Elementary, and last month they delivered over 700 books to Principal Patty Harrelson and her team out there at Rosemont Elementary. And Principal Harrelson is with us as well tonight, along with their resource teacher, Emily Sight, who organized the donations of the books by Jackson and Wrigley. Whispering Oaks principal is Pat Ramsey. Did Pat make it yet? All right, well, Pat Ramsey, I know, is very, very proud of her two students as well. And of course, two, I hope, incredibly proud parents, because they should be bursting with pride. And as I mentioned to them, I think what this says to me the most about Jackson and Wrigley is that they both have been raised to have loving hearts, which is something the two of you are to be commended for, raising such charitable children. Jackson and Wrigley, congratulations on behalf of the board. We're so proud to call you Orange County Public School students. Now, we have a small certificate for you, and if you'd like to come up here, we'd each like to shake your hand and to personally thank you and to give you the certificate in recognition of your accomplishment. At this time, let me go ahead and start our formal meeting. And again, congratulations, Jackson and Wrigley. We are very, very proud of you as a school system. Mr. and Mrs. Bates, thank you so very, very much. And you're welcome to stick around if you want to give them a lesson in government, but it is a school night. I'd probably go home and have a glass of lemonade. Thank you again for coming tonight and for leading us in our pledge, boys. All right, let me make a couple of preliminary announcements. Any individual who would like to address an item on our consent or our non-consent agenda may do so by completing a yellow form that you can get up here at the board table from Mrs. McGill, the lady to the far left-hand side of the dais. I will call on you to speak when the item that you have signed to speak up for is up on the agenda. If you have any schedule constraints, please let Mrs. McGill know, and we'll try to accommodate those. Board members, we have a monitor in front of us up here, so if there's anything going on in the monitor behind us and we're not turned around looking at it, it's not that we're ignoring the presentation, it's because we're watching it on our own small monitors up here. At this time, Superintendent Jenkins, I think we have some newly appointed administrators to recognize, so let me turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, we have Tamara Collins, who was resource teacher at Hungerford Elementary. She will be the new assistant principal at Lawton Childs Elementary.
I would like to thank the chairman of school board members, Superintendent Jenkins, and her staff for this opportunity. I would also like to thank my family, my Hungerford family, Mrs. Foster and Mrs. Burke, for all of their support. I look forward to working with Principal Burke to fulfill the OCPS vision of being the top producer of successful students in the nation. Thank you.
Actually, you can introduce who you brought with you. I think we may have been overzealous. Bring the microphone back so she can acknowledge who she brought with her. I met them earlier.
I have my family, my mom, Oscar and Lillian Collins, my best friend, Denise Jones, and her daughter, Adrian Thompson, and their family, her husband, Michael Thompson, and their 3 children. I have 2 teachers from Hungerford Elementary, Maggie DeClue and Sheila Jones, and Mrs. DeClue's son, Nikki DeClue, and Mrs. Foster, my principal, and Mrs. Burke, my future principal.
We don't ever want new administrators to have mom and dad come down and not be introduced, spouses, what have you. Next, we have Shannon Bateau, who was assistant principal at Freedom Middle. She will be the new principal at Legacy Middle School.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Board Member Cadle, Superintendent Jenkins, for this amazing opportunity. I promise to work hard and meet your high expectations. And my family is here. My parents, Sheila and Charles Samela, and my husband, Thomas Bateau. They are my strength, my support, and I am forever grateful for them.
Brian Dolphy is the assistant principal at Audubon Park Elementary. He will be the new principal at Stone Lakes Elementary.
Thank you, Board. I'd like to especially thank Chairman Sublette, Dr. Jenkins, Dr. Jara, previous board member Cadle, my current board member Nancy Robinson, and my future board member Daryl Flynn, along with Dr. Diaz and Mr. Wright. And tonight I have with me my wife Shannon, my current principal Anna Ferratusco, and Dr. Kinnerly, the principal at Stone Lakes right now. I look forward to following you in your footsteps and doing great things at Stone Lakes. Thank you.
Ms. Cadle.
You know, most nights I sit up here and there's not much going on District 1, but there's a lot going on in District 1 right now. And to all of you, welcome. You're going to love your new assignments, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Mrs. Robinson.
I'm saying goodbye to two wonderful people tonight leaving District 6. Tamara Collins, I met Tamara when I was running for school board at a Share the Vision conference. I just happened to sit next to her, and I said, I'll come visit your school. And I don't think she believed me, but I did. I came to visit her school, and we've been friends for about 5 or 6 years now. So I'm very excited for you, very, very excited. Lawton Childs is blessed to have you. And maybe I'll have to come see you at Lawton Childs. I'll follow up on that one too. And then Mr. Dolphy, Brian, you've been wonderful, and I'm so excited for you to become a principal. They're going to be such a wonderful community to have you, and I'm sure they're blessed to have you too. And we'll miss you at Audubon Park. So best wishes to everyone, and especially these two. Thanks.
Ms. Flynn.
Yes, Mr. Dalkey, welcome to District 2, the heartthrob of Central Florida. So I'm going to be over there soon to visit the school, and you're going to really enjoy it over there. Welcome.
Well, on behalf of the board, I want to again congratulate each and every one of you. I learned 2 new things tonight. I learned where the heartthrob of Central Florida is, and I learned Ms. Cadle's no longer on our board. So I did not. You said a former board member. Never mind. Bad inside joke. Never mind. She's on our board. Members of the viewing audience, she's definitely on our board.
It just means that I lost Audubon
I
Park
know it
when
does.
they redistricted for reapportioned. So I'm no longer Audubon Park's school board member, but I still love them dearly.
Thank you. Thank you for digging me out of that, Ms. Cadle. But congratulations to all of you. Your family should be very, very proud. I tell every group of newly appointed administrators that I think from the board's perspective, your appointment more than anything else signifies trust. It means that we trust your leadership abilities. It means that we trust your abilities as educational leaders. It means that we trust your judgment. And most importantly, it means that we trust you with the future and the safety of our children in this community. So on behalf of the board, congratulations. And now's when I say you can go out and have an ice cream if you'd like, or watch a sausage be made if you're really into government, but tomorrow's a school day, so thank you for coming down tonight. And you can't, guys, that's true. All right, Dr. Jenkins, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, there's one change to item 3.0, that is employee with initials EP for the North Learning Community is changed from a termination to a resignation.
All right, the chairman finds cause to amend the agenda as requested. Can I have a motion to do so? So moved. It's been moved by Mrs. Flynn. Is there a second? Seconded by Mrs. Robinson. All those in favor of approving the changes to the agenda, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Show that motion adopted unanimously. We have no public hearing issues, so we're now on the consent agenda. I don't believe I have any speaker cards on this. Do I, Mrs. McGill? All right, board members, any comments or questions on the consent agenda? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
It's been moved by Mrs. Gordon, seconded by Mr. Roach. Is there any discussion of that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Show the consent agenda adopted. We have no non-consent items or emergency items. Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any report tonight?
A couple of reports, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, so I'm going to bring this meeting to a grinding halt here. First of all, we have a notice of another executive work session, or executive session, which is going to be held after your next board meeting on October 8th. The School Board of Orange County, Florida will meet in an executive session on October 8th, immediately following a scheduled 5:30 school board meeting on the 9th floor at the Ronald Blocker Educational Center in the Superintendent's Conference Room at this address to discuss the matter of Curtis Hodges et al. Versus the School Board of Orange County, Florida. The meeting will be transcribed by a court reporter, and the transcript will be available for public review at the conclusion of the litigation. The following persons may be in attendance: all school board members, Superintendent Barbara Jenkins, myself as general counsel, Henry Skip Jewett as outside counsel, Steve Burris as outside counsel, Michael Sasso as outside counsel, and Nicholas Shanine as outside appellate counsel, along with a court reporter. As you are aware, we also have a work session or executive session this evening. And then finally, I just wanted to report back that I know that you may have received some correspondence from interested members of the audience or teachers and so forth regarding the impasse process. I have a draft memorandum that should be going out by, if not this afternoon, by tomorrow. And just to provide you some guidance on your responses, I will just remind you that you are in a quasi-judicial stage at this point. That does mean that you can continue to have conversations with the superintendent and staff and so forth. However, I would just recommend that anything in writing or any comments you make, also understand that your role is to be impartial and that you're to take whatever is in the best public interest, including what might be in the best public interest of employees. So just make sure that your comments are guided with that impartiality as you make any comments if you see fit to do so. If you get comments in writing, you may want to explain to them your role in the process, and my memo will outline what your role is in the process so that it's not seen as being discourteous or disrespectful that you're not able to respond to them directly with their comments.
All right, thank you for that. Are there any questions of Mr. Rodriguez? And I know he just said it, but we do have a work executive session after this meeting tonight. Board members, don't forget. Superintendent Jenkins, anything to report?
A couple of things, members of the board. First, I certainly want to reemphasize the last time we met, it was extremely late, and so we did not play the video clip on expectation graduation. We did have it posted on our website. Just wanted to certainly commend all of those that were involved in it and comment on how pleased we were that we were able to recapture some of those students who did not enter for the start of this school year. We're extremely pleased with that, but more importantly, I want you to know that we are going to continue to monitor those students. Dr. Lawson says if they figured out how to slip away once, they can certainly easily slip through our grasp again, and so we want to continue to support those students and help them be successful. Secondly, since we last met, we had our midpoint review from our Broad site visit team. Actually, the site leader came for a brief visit. While there's not a written report that comes, Shelley did provide some verbal comments. She was extremely pleased at the progress she's seen in the district since she was first here. Our strategic plan and monitoring systems certainly being honed. The school transformation office, the minority achievement office, board management and governance, as well as our progress. As you recall, she interviews teachers, principals, and administrators. She was also very pleased with our progress with our Marzano adoption and centralization of our professional development and curriculum and assessment issues. Digital pilot, she was extremely impressed with. Of course, that will take additional monitoring to look at eventual outcomes, but the use of non-recurring dollars for the digital pilot was commended as well as we experiment and look to see what would be best to expand in the future. There will be one more visit in the spring, a final visit that's part of that grant that Eli and Edith Broad Foundation provided for us. But I wanted to let you know the midpoint visit was very complimentary of our progress here in Orange County.
That's encouraging news and wonderful. Thank you for your leadership on that, Superintendent Jenkins. You and your entire team have been wonderful. All right, committee reports. Ms. Moore, do you have a communications report? Okay. Mrs. Robinson, legislative.
I did it in.
You already did that one? Okay. Mrs. Gordon, community action board.
Yes, thank you so very much. My report is in the package, and as I stated before, the Community Action Board is always doing something for the families and students of Orange County Public School, and I think if you go through the report, you will see that, and it is in the package in 19.01.
Thank you, Mrs. Gordon. All right, board members, we're on item 20. Any issues you'd like us to agenda for subsequent meetings or work sessions? We've got the vending machines. Mr. Roach will get that teed up. Anything else? All right, we do need to make appointments to the PSP committee. So currently serving on that are myself, Ms. Flynn, Ms. Moore, Mrs. Gordon, and Mr. Roach. Are you the fifth appointment to that? I'm not sure who the fifth one is. So what I'd like to ask you all to do, we don't need to do it here at the board table, but if you want to continue on the PSP committee or you'd like to come on to it, please let us know. It's not nearly as heavy a lift now. They're meeting about every 3 months. So let us know if you'd like to be on that so we can make sure that we have our 5 appointments to that committee. It is sort of important right now, though, in one respect, in that they are revising the plan and considering some additional new initiatives and revising some of the older other initiatives. So it is meaningful work, but not quite as time-consuming, and we could use your help if you'd like to serve on it. All right. I passed out the work session schedule. We've got charter schools on Thursday. We've got 5, I believe. And then next week we have school improvement plans. I don't see Mr. Howard here, is he? Darn. Okay, I wanted to brag on him. I know you all saw this on the news and in your board updates, but he has been named the 2013 Florida Trustee of the Year by the Association of Florida Colleges Trustee Commission. So that's quite a high honor of all the community college and state college trustees in the state of Florida. He's a Trustee of the Year, so commend him if you see him and thank him. And I think that's it for announcements. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead, if there's nothing else for the good of the order, and adjourn us for the executive session. Wow. We're adjourned.
Record?
Here's a question for every parent out there. If you could fast forward 20 years to see how your kid's doing in life, would you do it? Well, we can't time travel yet, but we can see the future better with the new Common Core state standards in our schools. They set clear goals for every stage of learning, and they're the same for everyone no matter what zip code you're in. So you can be sure your student is really grasping what she needs to know to get to graduation and beyond. Find out how it all works at commoncoreworks.org.
I'm a student at Harvard,
MIT, Caltech,
Columbia. Our advantage? Support at home, plus great teachers and programs at Orange County Public Schools. Check out what's available for your child.
There are magnet programs, advanced placement and honors classes, and guidance counselors who help us choose the right courses.
There are dual enrollment classes with Valencia College, so students can earn college credit while in high school.
OCPS has programs for every type of learner, pre-kindergarten through adult.
You won't believe what you can do through Orange County Public Schools.
For more information, visit the website at ocps.net or call 407-317-3200.